Hey, C3 family, welcome to our year-end review online-only gathering. We are so glad you're joining us this morning.
We got a lot of things that we got planned together today. Quick look back. We're actually going to talk about a New Year devotional, an exciting preview of what's happening in 2025, and a celebration of all the life change that's happened in 2024.
And we would love to hear from you during this online time. So drop a comment or give us a thumbs up and just let us know you're watching.
Okay, to kick things off, I want these guys to share their favorite highlight from this year. So we'll start with you, Alicia.
Well, it's got to be VBS. It was amazing. The energy was,
Of course, you.
Yes, of course.
that is my
Little bias, little bias.
thanks. But yes, VBS was amazing. The energy level over the top. We had like 80 kids all week long. I think 30, 40 volunteers. Like it was awesome. And fun fact, 9 kids gave their life to Jesus.
That was awesome. Really cool.
It's hard to beat that one.
Like that.
Try it.
Where you got, Hills?
Okay, I will. I see your Bible school, and I raise you Santa's Workshop.
Ah.
Well, there was a fresh one too. It's on everyone's mind right now. But we literally helped over 325 kids have a Christmas this year. I think that's a pretty awesome accomplishment. It's one of my favorite outreaches that we do of all the things that we get to do in our community. We get to bring in so many people. It doesn't just take one person. It is literally every facet of what we do at C3 comes together for one event all through the year, and it is absolutely awesome. I love it. It's one of my favorite times. And it's Christmas. I mean, come on. So
You win.
thank you, Ben. It's Christmas.
Yeah, those books are great. Mine isn't as good, but I think one of our core values is we are family. And then I'm going to go dark for a second. But we've had some families go through some really tough stuff this year.
Yeah.
Like truly heartbreaking, gut-wrenching. And I think my highlight honestly has been the fact that I've watched people come together and be family. I think get people through some tough times. And just 2 highlights, I'll give praise to both of you for a second. One of our good friends, the Morgans, and just her texting me so much about you being in the hospital, praying with them, hanging out with them in such a dark time. We have some other families that we've gathered around. And just 2 weeks ago, we're at Kids Club, and 2 of the little girls are like, we have a program tonight, and we don't have a ride. And I watch Alicia not only go pick them up, take them as their mom. She's filming during the thing. She's being a mom to them. And in that moment, there's a lady sitting beside me, and she said, no one ever took me to anything. And she said she will never forget that. So I think just
You didn't give me tissues.
so I think just being family, surprise, surprise, we just get just here amazing for me. So with that, hey, you're going to do the devotional today?
Yeah.
I hope our technology works. I hope I can sync you in there. So you get in there, come in, you're ready. I'm going to try to switch you over.
You can do it. I believe in you.
You should.
All right. I'll be right back. I'll see you guys in a second.
Okay, bye. Be careful.
All right, we'll keep things rolling. One thing I would like you to do, if you're watching live, is a question I always do every year with my kids is this been a trophy year or a toilet bowl year? So let us know. Has it been a toilet year or a trophy year for you? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Hey, I think I got everything ready to go in here. Yeah.
Okay, so Aaron's ready. Let me switch over to him. Is it switched? No, still us.
Need my help?
Oh, God, I got it. Let's see. Right click here.
Okay. Trent, are we good? Am I in?
Okay, I wanted to take off my jacket. It's cold in here, but I wanted to take my jacket off because we've been doing Christmas at the movies over the past few weeks, and I get to share one of my favorite Christmas films, which is Elf, which is one of the greatest of all time. And one of the things about Elf that I find funny is that everybody wants to make a sequel of like the greatest movies, and it's like, no, leave the classics alone. And I remember going to see Elf in 2003 and thinking, this is an instant classic. So I want to show you the ending scene of Elf, and with the new year coming and just how that movie ends, I want you to check out this scene, and then we're going to talk about a couple things real quick.
And so, with a little help, Buddy managed to save Christmas. And his spirit saved a lot of other people, too.
Acquaintance we forgot and never brought to mind. Should all acquaintance we forgot.
Walter started his own independent publishing company. His first book was written by a brand new, critically acclaimed children's author. The book was Elf, a fictional story about an adopted elf named Buddy, who was raised in the North Pole, went to New York, ate spaghetti, worked in a shiny mailroom, and eventually saved Christmas.
First, I traveled through the 7 levels of the candy cane forest, past the sea of twirly, swirly gumdrops, and then I walked through the Lincoln Tunnel.
And as for me, I can't complain. Buddy comes up to visit from time to time.
In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he's Parson Brown.
Oh, thank you, Gilby.
He'll
That's very
say,
sweet.
are you married?
You're welcome,
We'll
Papa.
say no, man, but you can do the job if you're down. When
Come
the
here, little one.
snow Ain't it thrilling?
Puppy wants to see you.
Though your nose get a little chilly. Buddy, we'll frolic and play the Eskimo way. Walking in the winter wonderland.
So in the movie scene, you have Buddy. He just saved Christmas with Santa. He's with his whole family. You got Jovi. They obviously get married. They have a kid. They go and see Papa Elf, and it's a great ending to a movie. And I don't know about you, but I remember seeing that and thinking, wow, like, I would love to see what happens afterwards if they made like a sequel to this. And one of my rules with sequels is if you don't make a sequel within like the first 2 years of a movie, don't do it because it just ruins it. Think about some of your favorite movies. If they've tried to make a sequel, I think the only good sequel that was made like 15 plus years afterwards was Top Gun. Other than that, the rest of them stink. It just is. It's sad. You see them and you're like, oh, they're old now. Like it just stinks, right? But the whole idea is I look at that and I think, okay, what happened to Buddy the Elf? Maybe you thought that. Maybe you're wondering what would happen with their family. What would that look like? It's a lot like what happens with us at the end of the year. We don't really know what's going to look like. We've got this mix of celebration and uncertainty. We don't know exactly what the new year is going to bring us, but there is good news found in that. And the good news is that while we may not have all the answers about the future, we actually can trust in the one who does know what's going to happen. So a couple quick things I want to share. The first thing is this. God goes before us into the unknown. God knows what's going to happen when we don't. There's a great story in the New Testament. One of Jesus' disciples, Peter, who they all kind of saw him as the elected leader among all of them. There's this cool story where he was just this guy that always just jumped head first into everything. He didn't think, he just did it, right? And they were on a boat one day, all the disciples, and Jesus actually comes walking toward them on the water. Everyone has heard about walking on, you should see them walk on water. It's Jesus. Jesus is the one who did that. He's walking on water, and as he's doing that, Peter looks and says, Jesus, if that's really you, like, let me come out to you. I'll walk on the water. You know what Jesus does? Jesus says, well, come on, dude, let's do this. So he actually hops out of the boat. Now, could you imagine, just think if that was you, could you imagine your first step out of the boat? The waves are crashing, the wind's howling, yet he's actually going out on faith, and he is going to step out into the water fully believing that he is going to walk on it like it's concrete. That's wild to me. That is a crazy idea. He didn't know what was going to happen. He didn't know how things were going to turn out, but Jesus was already there, and he was waiting for him. God goes before us when we don't know what's going to happen. Peter is able to jump headfirst into this, well, feet first at this moment, right? He's able to do it because he sees Jesus. He knows Jesus is doing it, so he can do it too. That's the attitude we need to have going into this new year, is that whatever we have going on, even though we don't know what's going to happen, we know that God is there before us. So same thing happens for us every day. You may be unsure about it. You don't know what's going to happen next, but God's already there. Matthew 14:27 says, Jesus said to him, "Take courage, it is I, don't be afraid." Jesus was there. He said, listen, this is crazy stuff, but it's fine. I'm right here. Don't be afraid. So here's the question I want, and you can comment this. You may take a second to think about it, but what's one area of your life where you know you need to step out in faith here in 2025? Where's one area where you're like, you know what? I've been trusting in my own thinking and the things that I want to do. You know what? I'm ready to step out on faith and say, you know what? I know God is before me, so I'm going to do that. So what's the one thing you need to do to step out in faith this year? And then the second thing is this. As Christmas is over, and this is coming up on like January and February, and sometimes March is not exactly my favorite months. Any of my seasonal depression people watching? Yeah, you can comment. I hate this time of year, right? Christmas is over. Now you're just cold all the time. You are cold all the time. You cannot get warm. That's me. Like my fingers are freezing right now. And I don't know if it's that, another thing, but you just, oh man, you're trying to get through it. But here's one thing that I see in this story that's important for me to hear, and it's important for you to hear, that God is faithful in absolutely every season of your life. God's faithful. He is going to be faithful. So Peter's story, of course, doesn't stop there. What happens to Peter after he steps out? He starts looking at the waves, he gets scared, and he begins to sink. He goes down into the water. But what does Jesus do? Jesus immediately reaches out, grabs Peter, and pulls him in. He pulls him up. I absolutely love this scene that we have here with Jesus and Peter, one of his favorite disciples. Loved Peter, right? I love this because it shows us something that's very important. Even though we mess up and we falter, God he never lets us go. His faithfulness isn't about us getting this whole thing right and following all the rules, but it's actually about his love that he shows to every single one of us. That's what we've been celebrating, right? That's what Christmas is all about, is that God is with us. He goes before us. He is going to be with us even when we fall, even when we stumble. Matthew 14:31 says, immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. You of little faith. He said, why did you doubt? Why did you doubt? If we really do believe this, why do we doubt? Why do we get scared? Why do we worry, right? Well, it's because we think we're doing this on our own instead of reaching out and understanding he's the one holding on to us and he's the one that's going before us. So as we head into this new year, be comforted and encouraged in knowing that even when things don't go the way that you want it to, even when things don't go as planned, even when we mess up, God is right there. He's right there to catch every single one of us. So one more question for you. How have you seen God's faithfulness in your life this past year? You see, we don't live this blind faith. We can actually look back and say, "What? I see how God's been faithful to me. How He's held me up in those times when I stepped out in faith. He was actually able to do that." Because the truth is, none of us know what this new year is going to bring. We don't. You may have plans, but I'm telling you, sometimes those plans crumble. But what we do know is this, that God is already there and he's inviting every single one of us to come forward, and he's ready to hold us up when things feel uncertain and things feel like they're going to fall apart. So as we go into 2025, let's all remember this. We may not know what the new year holds, but we can trust in the one who holds it all together. We may not know what this new year holds, but we hold it all together. Let's take a second and pray together. Father, even though we have uncertainty, even though we're not exactly sure what the plan is sometimes, God, today we want to trust in you. We want to be able to step out in faith, and we want to be able to know that you're in front of us, you're with us, you're behind us, you're taking care of us, and you will watch our every move because you love us and you will take care of us ultimately. We love you today. We thank you. We ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. I'm heading back in.
Okay, see it first.
Got it.
All right. Welcome back. And now we want to just take a few minutes to look ahead at all the things we're excited about in 2025. It's Sierra. Join us back.
Hey there. Nice to see you.
So we each have something we're excited about for 2025. For me, I am really pumped. They make fun of me all the time about the app. The city I've been building or trying to build. I have no technological skills, but we are excited. First year we're going to launch the playbook and the C3 app, and it's just a way I think to put everything together. The hub, the app. We want to make everything a one-stop shop for you guys. It's been a lot of work. It may not look like it when you see it, but I've been putting in some time, and hopefully that makes it easy for you guys. So really all you have to do, I thought I had my phone, but we'll put a QR code down here at the bottom. So just scan this QR code that we're going to share. And with that, you'll be able to check out the new C3 Hub/app. So Alicia, what about you?
For me, it's all about the Epic Life Center. This is something we've been dreaming about for so long. Our Cross Kids ministry, we're running out of room. We're calling all kinds of kids into these tiny rooms, and that's a great problem to have, but we need more space. So we're excited to be able to build this and pour that and pour into the next generation. Also, it's going to be a way for the community to come together. Like it's going to be a free space for them to come in, enjoy it, free gym, classrooms. I mean, it's going to be awesome.
Let's not forget our next level teams.
Oh,
Correct.
I wasn't going to let you guys use such.
And college season.
Jim much?
I need some good 3-on-3 games.
You better believe it.
Your
There.
basketball group.
You better believe it.
Basketball group, perfect.
Oh my God, this is going to be amazing.
I really can't wait for it. I was waiting to make this happen. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be.
What about you? What are you looking forward to in 2025?
Listen, you know me. I love food. I'm a big fan. Any other food lovers out there? Listen, we are going to do something really cool. Picture this, if you will. All right. You come in here on a Sunday morning, and there's just a smorgasbord. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Smorgas. There's a shurgus. There's a shush in it, isn't it? Smorgasbord of food, a breakfast buffet, if you will. All right. You get to come in here, and we get to eat together. We get to connect. We get to kick off each month that we had together. We're actually going to come in here right here in the front, and we're going to be eating together. It's going to be kind of the little different vibe that you're used to on a Sunday morning. We're going to call it First Sundays, but I think it's actually going to be a really, really cool time.
I'm going to love First Sundays.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I think.
What are we kicking? Sorry, I'm looking at some comments trying to share. What's the first one?
Okay, the brand new series starting is called This Year is About to Be Fire. Now, take that however you want. It's going to be really cool, or we're going to have some issues in this building. But other than that,
That's the food.
you missed the food.
What are we going to have first Sunday here?
Oh, the first Sunday back. The plan is what are we having?
Can you get the breakfast?
Thank you.
I said breakfast buffet. Oh, am I the only one? You were making me go crazy. I thought I said this stuff already.
Okay.
Breakfast buffet. That's what we're having.
I'll pay we back. Abshel said this year's about to be fire.
Yeah.
So we're going to do 28-day fire challenge. We want to help people literally make this year fire. So again, you guys get on the app, scan the QR code. There's a link at the top. Sign up for that. These 20 days. I'm excited about this too because we got a lot of C3ers kind of involved in this, writing some stuff, doing some things. So I think it's going to be really awesome. With that, talking about this year's going to be fire. Here's a quick promo. Check it out. So before we wrap up, I want to celebrate one more amazing thing. This is probably one of my favorite things to C3. Probably should have been my highlight. It's all the baptisms. And I think that's just such an awesome way to see people taking the next step, growing in grace, all the things we love to see at C3. And we had a ton of baptisms this year, and I'm excited to share that with you. What about you guys?
Well, I mean, each one of those baptisms represent a story of faith and transformation. So it's been pretty good year.
It's like you wrote that out, but that was good. It was this. This was a good line. That was pretty good. There's a lot of big words she couldn't pronounce, but she was, it's faith and transformation. Good.
Let's just try that again.
Okay. What about you?
No, it was a great year, and we're looking forward to what 2025 has in store. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to take a look back together right now. So check out all of our baptisms from this past year.
Hey, what an amazing year 2024 has been, but I cannot wait for 2025. I'm so excited, Secret Family. We can't wait to see what God has in store for the next year. So from us to you,
Happy New Year, C3! Guys, have a great day. Thanks for joining us.